Introduction to upper limb. The upper and hind limbs were evolved basically for bearing the weight of the body and for locomotion, as is seen in quadrupeds, e.g. cows or dogs. The two pairs of limbs are, therefore, built on the same basic principle. Each limb is made up of a basal segment or girdle, and a free part divided into proximal, middle, and distal segments. The girdle attaches the limb to the axial skeleton. The distal segment carries 5 digits. Table 1.1 shows homologous parts of upper and lower limbs. However, with the evolution of the erect posture in man, the function of weight bearing was taken over by the lower limbs. Thus the upper limbs, especially the hands, became free and gradually evolved into organs having great manipulative skills. This has become possible because of a wide range of mobility at the shoulder. The whole upper limb works as a jointed lever. The human hand is a grasping tool. It is exquisitely adaptable to perform various complex functions under the control of a large area of the brain. The unique position of man as a master mechanic of the animal world is because of the skilled movements of his hands. Parts of the upper limb. It has been seen that the upper limb is made up of 4 parts: 1. Shoulder region, 2. Arm or brachium, 3. Forearm or antebrachium, and 4. Hand or manus. The shoulder region include: A. Pectoral or breast region on the front of chest. B. Axillary or armupit. The scapular region on the back, comprising parts around the scapula. The bones of the shoulder girdle are the clavicle and the scapula. Of these, only the clavicle articulates with the axial skeleton at the sternoclavicular joint. The scapula is mobile and is held in position by muscles. The clavicle and scapula articulate with each other at the acromioclavicular joint. 1. The arm, upper arm or brachium, extends from the shoulder to the elbow, cubitus. The bone of the arm is the humerus. Its upper end meets the scapula and forms the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint permits movements of the arm. 2. The forearm, antebrachium, extends from the elbow to the wrist. The bones of the forearm are the radius and the ulna. At their upper ends, they meet the lower end of the humerus to form the elbow joint. Their lower ends meet the carpal bones to form the wrist joint. The radius and ulna meet each other at the radio-ulnar joints. The elbow joint permits movements of the forearm, namely flexion and extension. The radio-ulnar joints permit rotatory movements of the forearm called pronation and supination. In a mid-flexed elbow, the palm faces upwards in supination and downwards in pronation. During the last movement, the radius rotates around the ulna, see Fig 10.23. 3. The hand, manus, includes the wrist or carpus, supported by 8 carpal bones arranged in 2 rows. The hand proper, metacarpus, supported by 5 metacarpal bones. Fire digits, thumb and 4 fingers. Each finger is supported by 3 phalanges, but the thumb has only 2 phalanges, there being 14 phalanges in all. The carpal bones form the wrist joint with the radius, intercarpal joints with one another, and carpometacarpal joints with the metacarpals. The phalanges form metacarpophalangeal joints with the metacarpals and interphalangeal joints with one another. 6 movements of the hand are permitted chiefly at the wrist joint. The thumb moves at the first carpometacarpal joint, where an exclusive movement of opposition besides the other usual movements are permitted. Each of the 2nd to 5th digits move at metacarpophalangeal, proximal, and distal interphalangeal joints.